The 95th minute, this is the exact moment an entire season can fall apart. Arsenal's title dreams took an absolutely devastating hit at Villa Park, and the man behind it all was their old boss, Unai Emery. But this was not a lucky win, it was an insane tactical knockout. Using a game plan, we saw the entire match. So today, we are breaking down exactly how Emery's Villa completely outsmarted Arsenal, the biggest lessons from the match, and what this insane loss actually means for the title race. Before we get into the crazy tactics, you have to understand how huge this match was. This was not just another game. For Arsenal, this was a test to see if they could actually win the championship. They were number one in the league, had only lost once all season, and a win here would have been an unbelievable statement to the world. But on the other side, was Aston Villa a team completely transformed by Unai Emery? Villa Park is a fortress now, and they came into this game on a crazy winning streak. They weren't just trying to get 3 points, they were trying to prove they belong at the very top. And then you have the ultimate revenge story, Unai Emery, Arsenal's old manager, now leading their rival. You could not write a better script. Emery had a massive point to prove against the team that fired him. For Mikel Arteta, it was a challenge from the guy he replaced. A chess match with insane history. The stage was set for a match that was about to be so much more than a game. It was about momentum, psychology, and the brutal story of a Premier League title race. So, how did Villa actually do this? The first massive takeaway is Unai Emery's tactical masterclass. It was a classic Emery plan, built on 2 simple things: being a giant wall on defense and being absolutely lethal on the counter-attack. From the second the game started, you saw Villa's shape. They didn't want the ball at all. Instead, they built this super tight, disciplined 4-4-2 cage. The lines were so close together, it was impossible to breathe in the middle of the field. Their only goal was to give Arsenal's best player, Martin Odegaard, zero space by cutting him off. Villa basically dared Arsenal to play out on the wings where they couldn't do any damage. Now, Arsenal face teams that defend all the time, but this was different. There was an active defense. Villa's midfield wasn't just standing there, they were hunting. The second an Arsenal player got the ball, he was swarmed by 2 or 3 Villa players. This wasn't parking the bus, this was setting deadly traps all over the field. The second part of this masterclass was the attack. The instant Villa won the ball, they exploded forward. That first pass was always straight up the field, trying to get behind Arsenal's defense before they could even react. You could see this was drilled into them on the training ground. Insanely fast passes, players sprinting everywhere, and a crazy desire to score in seconds. This is what destroyed Arsenal's rhythm and gave Villa the win. Emery didn't just have a game plan, he had the perfect poison for Arsenal's style. And that leads us to the second huge takeaway. Arsenal had the ball the entire game but couldn't do anything with it. If you only looked at the stats, you would think Arsenal dominated, and they did have the ball for most of the match, trying to find one tiny crack in Arsenal's defense. But having the ball doesn't win you games. The problem for Arsenal was that their possession meant nothing. They passed the ball from side to side, but those super sharp game-changing passes we always see just went there. Honestly, Arsenal looked tired. The insane schedule and all the injuries finally showed up, and they just weren't sharp enough. Every pass was a little off. Every run was a second too late. Of course, Villa's defense was a huge part of this. They were happy to let Arsenal cross the ball to their giant defenders, but Arsenal has to blame themselves too. Their attacks were so slow and predictable. It gave Villa all the time in the world to get set and stop them easily. We saw it over and over. Arsenal would get into a good spot, but they could not find that final killer pass. You could see the frustration building, which led to them taking bad shots or forcing passes that got stolen right away. They had all of the ball, but none of the danger. It was a completely pointless exercise against a perfect defense. By the way, if you are loving this breakdown, do not forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are breaking down the biggest games all season long, and you will not want to miss what we do next. So, when it's all said and done, a 90-minute game can be decided by just a few insane moments, and this game was the perfect example. Even with Villa's amazing tactics, the result was on a razor's edge. The first key moment was, of course, Villa's goal. It came from one of those lightning-fast attacks. They stole the ball, launched it forward, and scored a perfect goal that made the stadium explode. It was proof that Emery's game plan was working perfectly. But Arsenal showed you why they are a top team. They didn't give up. They fought back almost instantly with an amazing goal from Leandro Trossard. It was an incredible response that tied the game, and it looked like Arsenal was about to take over and win it all. And that's when the next huge moment happened. In the middle of the second half, Arsenal created the best chance of the entire game. A beautiful play finally broke through Villa's wall, but the shot was saved by a mind-blowing game-winning stop. That one save kept Villa alive and made them believe they could still steal the win. And that belief carried them all the way to the final breathtaking moment. The 95th minute, Arsenal were pushing, trying to score a winner, and left themselves open. Villa win the ball one last time, a clearance, a battle for the ball, and then it falls to Emiliano Buendia. If you're an Arsenal fan, time just stops. You could feel the pain as the shot curled into the net, leaving the Raya with no chance. Pure joy for Villa and absolute disaster for Arsenal. It was a goal that proved this league is won and lost by inches. So what does this all mean? The fallout is huge. First, the Premier League table. Arsenal's massive unbeaten run is gone, and their lead at the top of the table has been destroyed. Aston Villa are now just 3 points behind them, and the door is wide open for every other team, including Manchester City. The title race just got a million times more intense. What looked like a safe lead now feels like it could disappear at any second. And now everyone is asking, are Villa in the title race too? But more than the points, we have to talk about the psychological damage. To lose in the 95th minute to a goal like that is a gut punch. And having it come from your old manager just makes the pain 1,000 times worse. This is the kind of loss that can destroy a team's confidence. It brings back all the old questions about whether this Arsenal team can handle the pressure. This loss does not end Arsenal's title challenge, not even close. But it puts a crazy amount of pressure and doubt on their season. Now the team has to show how strong they are. With so many games coming up, Arteta's job is to make sure this heartbreak turns into motivation, not a mental scar. How they play in the next few games will tell us everything we need to know about whether they can actually win it all. So, there you have it. Arsenal's loss was painful and it was complicated. It was defined by the genius plan from Unai Emery, whose team was the perfect counter to Arsenal. It was defined by Arsenal looking tired and struggling to turn all their possession into anything dangerous. And in the end, it was decided by just a few moments, with the final blow being a devastating 95th minute goal that has completely shaken up the title race. The road ahead for Arsenal just got so much harder. This loss is a brutal reminder that in the Premier League, there is no room for mistakes. The challenge now is all mental. They have to learn from this, get back up and prove this was just a stumble, not the start of a fall. What did you think of the match? Was this an Arsenal failure, or was it pure magic from Aston Villa? Drop your biggest takeaways in the comments below. And if you want more breakdowns like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.